Hello and welcome to Game Concise. This episode, we're going to take a look at some Tiger handhelds. Specifically, in the beginning here, we're going to look at this Sonic 3 reissue of the 1994 handheld. This was released in, I think, fall of 2020. I picked it up at a game store. I think it was $14.99. And it's basically just an actual reissue of the one that came out in 1994 for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Tiger, back in the day, dude, every single possible thing that could be licensed was licensed by Tiger for these handhelds. Every Disney movie, every video game that was popular, everything. And everybody had them, and some people had them just because they were poor, but one thing was unanimous. They really suck. I mean, they're like basically unplayable. Now, some of them, the old ones, they are playable. Most of them are just like, you don't know what the hell you're doing 90% of the time. Anyway, let's take a look at it. This is the 2020 reissue of Sonic 3. And what I like about it is that when you start it, it has the music from Sonic 3, or at least a weird piezo disc imitation of it. Anyway, you run around and you jump. I haven't figured out quite what pick does. I think pick picks up coins. Not super sure. Sound, no thank you. Yeah, I think pick picks up coins. I was able to get pretty far just by simply running to one side, jumping a couple times, and spamming the jump button. Look, I'm in a special stage already. Like, I don't even know how I got here. There you go. Pretty neat, I guess, in its own weird way. But let's compare it to something. This is Sonic 2, and this was released in 1992, and this is an original from 1992. I've had it for a while. I actually lost the battery cover for it. I think I actually had this. This is the one I had when I was a wee boy. Anyway, it's an LCD game as well. You know, there's not much to say about it. Let's take a look at this one. One thing I will say about this one is that the music in this, I can't match it to any Sonic game music that I can think of, specifically Sonic 2. So we'll just give it a shot. Start on. That one works. That makes sense. That music does. But this, I don't know what the hell it is. Oh boy. That's awful. Yeah, if you're a poor and you didn't have the actual game, look, there's a, oh, can I go around the loop? Can I make it? I don't know if I can. I don't even know what I'm doing. Tails is following me around all crazy. There we go. Look, I did it. Whee! Cool. Pretty much you just spam buttons and hope something cool happens. But that's Sonic 2. But Tiger made a crap ton of handheld games, and not all of them were licensed, and some of them were actually kind of fun. This next one I'm going to show you is not particularly fun, but this was electronic pinball. I think this came out in 1987. Yeah, that's this one. Electronic pinball. You got flippers, and it is what it is. It's exactly what it sounds like. One thing I thought was interesting was you turn it on, and then you're like, start. And then you're like, well, what do I do? Like, how do I get started? Because my flippers just flip. Well, that's what the ball button is for. It just launches it for you. You'd think that it'd be like one of the flipper buttons, but there you go. If you remember, oh God, worst noise. Oh, worst noises ever. If you remember back when I showed you the Game & Watch pinball, this one was actually like fun, had cute little music that I really enjoyed. This one, not so good. But you know, whatever. But there's one that I have, and I've had for a while, and it's actually pretty fun because it's like kind of unique compared to the other ones. This is Skeet Shoot. It came out 1987 as well, I think. I'm guessing on these. I didn't really look up any information about them, but I had this one for a while too. What's cool about this is that it doesn't have a button over here. It has a little potentiometer. It's, oh man, listen to that. It only goes so far. I need to clean it up though. Oh. Anyway, this one's cool because of that little potentiometer. The gameplay is different. Still has horrible sound, but that's okay. You turn it and look, you're aiming, and it fires them, and you go, pow, shot it. And if you miss, well, then it like, you only have 2 shots, I think. If you miss it, then it kind of just like explodes off in the distance to let you know you missed. You have 2 shots per. There we go. I missed that one. Got it. Got it on the second try. I actually remember having quite a good time with this one. I sadly don't have all of them that I had when I was little. I had a bunch of the licensed ones. I had Simon's Quest, and I had Double Dragon, and then I had one that was called Karate King. That wasn't licensed, I don't think, but it was pretty interesting. But they had everything. Anything that you could think of from that era, Tiger made a handheld of it, and they all universally suck. I did some research on this one. I didn't really get its exact release date, but this one people want, and I don't know if it's just because of the thing, but this is probably the only gem of my LCD collection, which honestly is pretty limited. But if I had a gem, this would be the gem, so to speak. People want this one. I've seen it listed on eBay up to $20 just for this one handheld, sometimes more depending on, I guess, what they would consider the condition. But mine works great, and I enjoy playing it, and there you go. So there's a few little Tiger handhelds, a little bit of a departure from what we normally do. I really just wanted to focus on this one. You can go out in the shop and buy this one right now. I think you can get it on Amazon for $14.99. They're still pretty cheap. They might be someday, probably not, but they might be sort of more expensive and collectible depending on how many of these are actually made and sold. I don't see them anywhere, like in any physical shops. Like I said, I picked this up at GameStop, I think is where I got this. And if, by the way, if you have their stocks at the moment, you're doing great. But I picked this up at GameStop, and they only had about 4 different ones, and they didn't get any more. I even asked them, I went back a second time, I said, do you have any more of those Tiger Reissue handhelds? And they're like, no, I think that was like a one-off thing, because we only got about 4 of them, and when they were gone, that was it. So, and there you go. Take that with a grain of salt. Take it as you will. Enjoy some handhelds, though. Get out there and pick some up if you find them for cheap. This one right here, I mean, like, shoot. If you run across this, it's not very fun, but it's a neat piece of history. I mean, $2 or $3 probably at this point. Anyway, there you go. Thanks for watching. See you later. Like and subscribe, please.